Hey guys. Hey everyone. Alright. Gonna get Nailea on here and we'll get started. Hey everyone.
Hi.
Hey. It went through.
Yay, I'm so glad.
All right. So, guys, this is Nailea. I'm pretty sure you guys know her. If you do not, she is an amazing reader and channeler as well. And we've decided to try to read for sacred unions. Nailea, do you want to do specifically the same thing we talked about last time, just like a 2019 feel?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so this is basically going to be anything that you need to know about your divine partnership going into next year, 2019. All right. I'm going to get a couple decks out here. Do you want to split up the masculines and the feminines?
Yeah, so we're both gonna do both?
Yeah, we can just add on to each other. I'm really informal about that, so we can ping pong.
All right, sure.
I do see more people coming on. Okay. Hey, everyone joining.
Hi, Becca. Happy Sunday to everyone. Well, if it's Sunday, I know some people are ahead.
Yeah. It's already Monday for some of them, right?
Right.
Ooh.
How many card decks are you pulling from?
I'm on my second one right now, but I think I'm going to be doing a couple for sure. I'm going to do at least 2 more, so 4 minimum.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. How about you? I know we're going to probably repeat some decks, aren't we?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm excited to see what you picked out.
Same with you. Okay, we'll just let it align. All right.
All right. Because even if we do, that's fine, you know.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter. I'll just get extra messages from the same deck if that's the case.
I like the repeating messages.
Yeah, and if we get the same cards, I love when that happens.
I do end up pulling clarifiers, so I'm pretty sure there's going to be a couple that they're bound to repeat. Okay.
so funny. Somebody's asking if I'm using the racy ones. You know, the
The sexual tarot.
I'm actually not. But I figured people love that deck, but I'm not using it today. Or at least not right now. Maybe later. Who knows?
I am being drawn to my tarot, so
Yeah. I did a tarot too, just not that one.
yeah. No, it's racy, all right. All right, let's see.
Sometimes when I do readings with that, you know, the picture will be really racy. Sometimes it doesn't go very well with the message of traditional tarot. So I like to look at it, you know, as a whole. But I'll be telling the person, like, oh, so this is about blah, 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 blah. And they're just like focused on the picture, like blushing, like, oh my gosh, what does that mean? It's funny. I like that.
I like that. That's cute. Okay, let's see.
And I cut this deck and we have sexual union there. Speaking of
as we're talking
sexual
about
tarot.
All right, let's see. Yeah, I'm being drawn to a good few.
To which one?
I'm being drawn to a good few. Like I just busted out the Archangel Michael.
Okay, so I am ready whenever you are.
You can go ahead and start because I'm just going to ping pong back and forth.
Okay.
Yep.
Like
whenever
between us? We're gonna play off each other? Yeah. Okay. All right. So I actually used what's this called?
Is that Tarot de la Nuit?
Tarot de la Nuit, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first card that I got here, surprise, surprise, we have Two of Cups. Okay. And this is for the masculine energy, by the way. So for the masculine energy, I just feel like this is coming up because I do feel like there's a lot of reconciliations happening going into the new year.
Yeah.
That's what I'm mostly getting from that. And I'm also just getting that a lot of masculines are finally understanding, or they're finally accepting of the spiritual connection between him and the feminine. But I just love that this came up. That's amazing. So resolutions and
I love that.
Reunions here.
I love that.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just going to pin a comment here for people that are joining afterwards because I do see a couple of questions here and there. So we'll just go ahead and take care of that.
Go ahead.
Okay, hold on. Not scared unions. We'll do sacred unions.
I love how Becca's already moderating in the comments. She does that for me. That's
sweet.
She always answers people's questions. So thank you, Becca.
That's so sweet.
And yeah, Tarot de la Nuit is one of my favorite tarot decks right now. And this exact card came up first in my Sacred Union reading for this week. So I love that it came up again today on Sunday, start of the week.
I like that. All right. So do we want to do masculines first, or because then I'll just play off of that?
Yeah, well, I started with masculine, so we could start there.
Okay. So I have Gaia's Garden for the masculine. So basically, masculines are coming into their own power, knowing that whatever they focus on, whatever they set their intentions on, whatever they take action on is going to come into fruition. And this, I mean, we are doing this for the Sacred Union, so I do feel this is very hand in hand with the Two of the Cups.
Yeah,
I like that a lot. So they are realizing, is what I'm getting, that what they put their actions behind is what is going to come into fruition, whether it's they whether they simmer on lower vibrational thoughts and negativity, they're also noticing that if they sit in that vibration, they're causing more of it to attract to them. So now they're realizing to shift that into a higher vibration of what they do want, with abundance and what their dreams are, what their heart's desire is, including this connection. I love that.
Love that. That's perfect. I also love that that's a very earthy energy.
Yes.
It's almost like they're, like all this stuff they've been feeling in the, spiritual realms energetically, it's manifesting now into the physical. It's coming to fruition because now they're aware of their energy, like you're saying. So I love that.
I love the way it came out.
Yes. Okay. The next card, is it okay with you if we just do the masculine energy first?
Yeah, go for it. We'll finish that.
Yeah, because I find that people kind of get confused sometimes.
Yep, like, that's why I asked if we want to just stick with one first.
Yeah, let's do that first. So masculines first.
Okay, awesome.
The next card we have is King of Swords.
Okay. Oh, I like that.
I like this because I love that this very masculine King of Swords came up for the masculines. And to me, the King of Swords is always somebody that speaks well, but sometimes not. They're not as emotional, right? But I do feel, like I said, there's a lot of communication messages coming in for the masculines. But the King of Swords is good. Like I'd be more concerned if we got like a knight or a page. But the king I like because I feel like the masculines are going to reconnect and they'll be more balanced now that they have this awareness of the energy and of the connection.
I like that came out because the next things that I have are from the Queen of the Moon Oracle. Oh, and I forgot to say, this one that came out, the Gaia's, is the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms Oracle. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous deck. This one is the Queen of the Moon Oracle. We have the Void, and then I asked for a little bit more clarification, and we got Discernment. And that's the word that came to me when you said King of Swords. So being very clear on what they want, knowing that this time apart was necessary in order to discernment, what they want and what they don't want, and moving forward with that clarity, with that King of Swords. I like that.
I like that too.
They're very, I'm getting like a lot of spirit heat confirmation. They're really coming into their power because I'm feeling a lot of solar plexus stuff right now. I keep hearing empower.
That's always good. Yeah, and I like that. That's why I got this king here. So they seem like they're feeling a lot more powerful now. The next thing I have here, I actually pulled 2 from each deck. Did you pull 1?
I pulled a couple, like depending on how many. It's kind of here and there. I'm scattered.
Okay, no problem. So the next thing I actually got is for Moonology. It's what do you need to release?
Okay.
Okay, so I feel like the masculines have been working on a release. And going into whenever they reconnect here, it seems like they're finally letting go of this resistance of whatever was holding them back, whether it was thoughts or fears, whatever was causing them to not communicate clearly. Because I'm also getting that some of you have communicated with your masculines, and it wasn't like clear, or just there's a lot of miscommunication.
Yeah.
And also with that, I did get nothing is yet set in stone.
Okay.
So with this card, I'm actually just getting this energy that the masculines are, like I said, less resistant, and they're feeling more flexible, so they're able to communicate better. Because it was like before, or when they communicated, or not even communicated, maybe they were just they're just working on releasing. I just get that they were like resistant, or they wanted things to happen or go a certain way, and now they're more flexible with things now that they have this clarity.
Yeah, I like that because that's very in tune with my next messages that came out with Archangel Michael. We have prayer will help this situation, and we have belief and trust. So I feel like, yes, it didn't go exactly the way they wanted, but now they're surrendering to the divine order and plan. They realize that, yes, it's better that it happened a certain way with that discernment and void again.
Mm-hmm.
And they're surrendering more into faith. They're trusting this connection. They're trusting that everything is supposed to be happening for a divine reason, whether they can understand it with their mind or not. They're really falling into their heart space and feeling their way through these things. So as he comes into, as he or she, it's energetic, but I'm just throwing that out there. As they come into more discernment and clarity, they're going to be able to voice themselves more. And that's where I'm really getting that solar plexus thing over and over again, because it does connect to their confidence. They're not going to be able to speak confidently about it until they feel confidently about it, is what I'm really getting.
I like that.
Yeah.
So we like
I love that. And I'm getting like they're relying on their guidance more. They're really connecting with, spirit in whatever way they do, in whatever way they resonate with, whether it's God, source energy, their higher self, their guides, their angels, whatever it is for them, they're really being heavily guided and they're open to it now. They were resisting it at first and now they're open and they're welcoming it.
Yeah. I feel that too, that they just feel a lot more open to the connection, to the guidance, like they're more receptive. And so when they communicate, it'll flow more because it'll be more receptive, more open. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. I like that. It's very sweet.
The next thing here, this is from Sacred Geometry Activations Oracle. We did get Cosmic Flower. Okay. And I love this card because in here they talk about that the frequency of the cosmic flower activates the remembrance of a place we call home. So it always reminds me of like returning home. So to me, it just, I love your reaction.
Sorry.
No, I love it. I love it because I could just like feel your heart melting. So I feel like the masculines here, they know that the feminine is kind of their home. Like she feels like home to them, right? And I feel like it's like they're more embracing that now. Like before they were resistant to that, and now they're more open to the idea of like, okay, this person is like my home. It's safe for me to connect to them. It's safe for me to let go and trust and believe in the connection more. And with that, I also got synergy.
Ooh.
And it's a really sweet energy. So this just tells me they want to reconnect. Masculines are really in this energy of wanting to reconnect, wanting to be with their feminines now. I feel like a lot of them just did a lot of releasing recently.
Oh yeah, I feel like this moon had a lot to do with it.
Oh yeah. I felt that too.
It was very emotional, right? I was in Cancer, so.
Which I love because my Venus is in Cancer. So
mine too.
Really? Oh, okay. So for me, it was like, I felt so like, I don't know, light and sweet, just a sweet energy.
Yeah.
But the week leading up to that, though, I was a mess. I was like,
oh, girl.
But during the full moon, like, and the day before, maybe, I felt like a shift, and it felt positive, felt really good.
Yeah, it was very, like, nurturing, just like that Cancerian energy is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but leading up to it, it was completely different.
Okay. So you felt that, too. I love it.
All right. So I have repeated messages here with some more oracles. So very along the line with focused intention we have here with goddess guidance with Diana. So this word is pointing out to me more than anything, but really just so I'm getting like an image of basically the bow and the arrow, the masculines basically wanting to take their aim at exactly what they want with their feminine and the connection and only seeing what they want now. They're human. They're going to have, some doubts and fears still come up for release, but they're honoring that is not what's the truth. They realize the truth is not that fear, it's the faith that they know they need to lean on. So they're taking a leap of faith, but they're taking the aim with faith, I'll say. And what is it regarding? It's unconditional love that they feel for you, feminines.
Love it.
I love it too.
Unconditional love, they're feeling it.
Yeah.
Well, for the masculines, I also got, this is from the Lover's Oracle, and we have romance. Cupid's arrow strikes, which reminds me of that intention card that you just pulled. The arrow.
With the unconditional love.
Yeah, I love that. So I think that because they're really open to the unconditional love, it looks like they're really feeling the romance now. Like they want a romantic connection. They want to connect to the feminine in that way more. And I also got, the masculines always get this, especially lately, at least in my readings, they got passion. Yeah, there's just a lot of passionate energy, and yes, it's sexual. I know that came up in the beginning here. We were talking about that, and that card, the sexual connection also, or sexual union also kind of made itself known there. So they're just feeling magnetically drawn to the feminine in like every which way right now. This is so positive. I love it.
Yeah. I'm really getting like the irresistibility.
Yes. And like romance and passion, I mean, that's everything. Literally.
Do you need much more?
Right?
All right. So I also have To the Sea. This is, what is this? Wisdom of the Oracle. I have a lot of wisdom cards. Okay.
Yeah, I like those.
So, this is To the Sea. This is basically going with the flow. So just reiterating everything that just, was said. Masculines are understanding that they need to let things naturally unfold a certain way, even if that's not how they saw it in their ego mind. They're realizing the divine order. Once again, exact same message. And we also have soulmate.
Oh, I love that card.
We also have soulmate. So they know that you are their person. They know, they recognize it. They're not denying the connection anymore or what they feel for you. So if you were worried and had a question, regarding whether they are feeling any of this, if it's just you, it's not just one-sided. They feel it, they recognize it. And I love that it's penguins on here because, the whole thing about the pebble.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They only have that one partner. Right. And that's amazing that came up also. We had the Two of Cups, so it's like the masculines know now. I feel like they're aware of this connection. They're more trusting of it. They're not denying this connection anymore.
No. So and like I really am getting that it's not necessarily like the clarity I feel is more so around how to go about things. It's not about the connection anymore because that was a thing for a while. They weren't sure if the connection was a thing, but I really get now that discernment, that focus, that aim, the Cupid's arrows are more towards how do we go about this now? How do I take the action? What do I do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like they're really thinking about what they want to do. So although they might not be, reaching out now, they haven't yet, they're still feeling this energy. And it seems like now they're just trying to direct this somewhere.
Yep. I get that. All right. Do we have any more from your side for the masculines?
I'm all good for the masculines.
Okay. Well, then I will close it off with just some surrender messages because these are the last ones. Okay. So something that the masculines are working on surrendering throughout, this phase of transitioning into the new year and a little earlier on into the actual year, we are getting surrender defensiveness. So maybe some things were said that were coming from a place of harshness and he didn't really mean it. Yeah, exactly. So he's learning how to use his throat chakra. What I'm getting is like the masculines had like this whole thing with their throat chakra where like lava is just coming out. And now they're learning to have a steadier flow of being a little bit more gentle with what they say and having more intent behind what they say before saying it. We also got surrender fear. So this is reminding me of that believe and trust card that came up earlier. They're really just knowing that they need to focus on the faith over the fear and move out of this just panic state and anxiety is what I'm getting. So they're really like, and then all this yellow is reminding me of that solar plexus
Yeah.
empowerment place again. I love it.
I felt really connected to the King of Swords with that defensiveness card. Because like
Yep.
I was saying, like a knight, like the Knight of Swords, he's super defensive and just
Oh
says
yeah.
all kinds of things, doesn't necessarily think
Mm-hmm.
about it, is not really considerate, right? But the King of Swords is a little bit more, like you said, I forgot what word you used. Like they think twice before,
Yeah,
you know.
like they have more intent behind what they say.
Yes, that was it.
Yeah.
So I like
Yeah.
that.
I love that. All right. So I think we're going to move on to the feminines now. Nelly, I'll let you start off.
Okay. So for the feminines, speaking of the Knight of Swords, we got the Knight of Swords for the feminines. Okay.
Oh, God.
So, you know what I'm actually feeling is that I think a lot of feminines are afraid, like they want their masculine to return, but they're also afraid of communicating because they think, oh, what if he's like how he was before? Or what if it's just challenging again? What if there's still this resistance and it just doesn't go well? So this to me feels like the fear of the
Yeah.
feminines of this happening. But I think also the feminines are also have been working on learning to like connect in a way that there's a better intention. They think about what they say. They're not as impulsive because I get that a lot of feminines were tended to be very impulsive. Like I'm just gonna reach out. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
tell him, forget him, and just move on. You know, like very like impulsive when they're very emotional. And I feel like this is something that they have been working on, especially with the full moon release we had, and letting go of that and focusing also on the love.
All right. My turn.
Yeah.
All right. So, feminines, for the first thing we got is the camel boy with small steps asking for help. Understanding that you can rely on your guide team, your angels, and even other soul fam that are going through this journey to rely on them throughout whatever is happening. You can speak to them about this, and there's not going to be any judgment. It's very unconditional, the energy you're going to get from people that are also on this journey. But from your guides, I'm getting like, okay, so I'm seeing someone like repeatedly asking their angels and their guides for help and feeling like they're a bother. You're not a bother to your guides, ever. You can ask them as many times as you want to help you clear your energy, to fall back on them if something feels off, and just really be at ease with it. And I'm getting like a lot of shoulder stuff right now. Like whenever I feel tension in my shoulders, it like signifies burdens and anxieties to me and overworking yourself. So with this, I'm getting that, you know, the workload is not all on you. You can rely on your guide team to help you take the load off because it's not all on you. Once again, they keep saying it over and over again. There's a repeated message here. Okay.
I remember like guides and angels and they're not physical. They can't get tired of helping. And also, they're very like they don't have that ego that we have because they're not human. So it's not like they get annoyed by
No.
connecting and you asking. They want you to help. They want you to ask for help. Okay. I think that also went beautifully with the Knight of Swords, actually.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
taking steps and allowing yourself to be helped.
Yeah.
Okay, I also next got the Page of Wands for the feminine. Okay, and to me, the Page of Wands is always about new opportunities and new beginnings. So I just get that the feminines are definitely expecting a new beginning. They're feeling it coming. I mean, of course, they feel it with, the masculine and this beautiful energy that they're holding. But I think they're still just kind of letting go of some like worries about communication and just some things from the past that happened.
Yeah.
So
Being a little bit
focused.
more
Yeah,
forgiving.
right.
Yeah. You were saying so focus.
Um, no, I forgot what I was saying, but I also think that it's helping that the masculines are in this great energy where they're feeling just very loving and more open and allowing, because I feel like it's also helping kind of alleviate any fears, just any last just fears that the feminine has about the connection still.
Yeah. Yeah, I really, like, I'm feeling the moon stuff again. Like, that was a heavy thing that came up,
Oh yeah.
I feel, for a lot of feminines.
Mm-hmm.
Um, which, speaking of the moon, we're going to do back to the Queen of the Moon Oracle again.
Okay.
So for the feminines, we got change followed by action. So there is going to be an action that takes place that changes this whole dynamic. And once again, it is coming from the masculine. I'm really getting that heavily. Once again, it's a repeated message. Whatever comes forward is going to basically shift everything. I keep hearing the miracle you prayed for.
Nice.
And what they're telling me right now is, remember that a miracle doesn't have to be this grand gesture. It doesn't have to be a proposal. It doesn't have to be a ring. It doesn't have to be something that's like super, super like out there. A miracle can be just communicating or hearing from them. A miracle can be just having even a friendship with them. So don't dismiss anything that's actually on, from a bigger picture, amazing as a small step on your journey, as not being a miracle just because it's not what you want it to look like. So they just wanted me to add that in there.
Perfect. I love that. Because I think a lot of the time the feminines do expect like this grand gesture, and I think that sometimes they're disappointed, like, oh, well, the masculine reached out and they just said hello. And it's like, well, that's amazing. Like it takes so much for the masculines to even just, show a little bit of something, like to make some kind of gesture here. So I love that.
All right, I'm going to bounce it back to you, and I'm going to step away just for a second, so you got it.
Okay, no problem.
I'll be back in like a minute.
Okay. Well, then, while she's gone and she comes back, I'm going to move on to Moonology for the feminines. And for the feminines, I did get a time to give rather than take, the full moon in Virgo. Okay. So I love Virgo because besides that I am one, right? She is just a sign of giving. Like she loves to give. She forgets to receive sometimes. And I just feel like with this card coming up, and it says a time to give rather than take, it feels very balanced. It feels like both the masculine and the feminine are now going to be more willing to give, and it'll be this more balanced give and take. And with that, I also got a win-win outcome is forecast. That's the full moon in Libra. So yeah, balance. It feels like this, like give and take, it'll be more balanced. And I love that this is coming up. I also wanted to mention with the action and change card that you brought up, I feel like that's coming up in the feminine energy because I think the feminines are really hyper focused on like, when is he going to reach out? When is there going to be action? When will I see action in the physical? So I feel like it's also coming up in the feminine energy to assure them that this is coming together, right? And now with this, a time to give rather than take, and a win-win outcome is forecast. I feel like it's so it's like more balanced, and it will just be more equal. This like back and forth energy.
Yeah, I like that. I love the scales.
Me too. I love when Libra comes up. She always so balancing. I don't know why I call her she. Libra to me is sounds like a female sign.
Are you thinking of like the scales like in court? Is that why you're saying she?
I wasn't thinking of that actually. I know that Libra is the scales, but maybe that's why. I don't know. Libra just sounds feminine, like a feminine sign to me. Does anyone else do that? Like give genders when you talk about the signs? like
just energies.
Yeah, like energies. Like Leo and Aries are so masculine to me. Virgo and like Libra are very feminine, but that's just the way I look at it. Of course, it doesn't have to be,
Yeah. All right. So we have Archangel messages. I think I had Archangel messages next, right? I think so. Yes. Okay. So with Archangel Michael, we have be gentle with yourself. So what I'm getting with this is like the racing thoughts when it comes to that change and that action, wondering over and over again, oh my God, when are things going to move forward? And this is just letting you know to really put yourself at ease. Know that when it's meant to happen, when it's meant to move forward, when you're meant to have that 3D interaction, you will. And being hung up on it is just going to be more of a, like, don't wait in vain is what I'm getting, basically. Go enjoy yourself until then. And if it really is all coming up and bothering you, you're being asked to write about your thoughts and feelings. So channeling this energy in a healthy, creative way is going to benefit you, because sitting there with these racing thoughts, oof, can y'all just imagine how tiring that is, like mentally and physically?
It's very tiring. I noticed
Yeah.
that when the feminines are really stressed like that, like they're just overthinking, they're lost in their thoughts, they're racing, we tend to get these messages, or at least I could tend to get these messages about like rest, be gentle with yourself. Because when you're in that energy of just overthinking, it's harsh on your body. It's like stress, so take time off and write about it instead.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if you don't journal, it's okay. Like, a couple of things I always hear when this card comes out for people is always like, well, I don't know how to write.
Oh.
You don't have to know how to write. You can just, it's your channeling, it's your, what's the word I'm looking for here? It's your venting, it's your external outlet. So bullet points are fine, whatever. Like, if you need to draw or sketch or something, you're better at that.
I was gonna say that
You like
drawing was coming to me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, awesome.
I'm glad you said that. Yeah.
Well, then you telepathically like palmed it over.
I think so. I was like, I wanted to say it, but I didn't want to interrupt you, so I was like, drawing.
It came through. It's okay. So yeah, just like whatever you have to do, but like physically do an act of something to help channel out that energy that's like building up. So yeah, I like that.
And dance naked, Becca says.
Oh my God. Did she really say that? I love that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yes.
I actually think anything creative, like dancing naked, drawing, writing, it all helps to get that out. Because it's like you do need an outlet for all these feelings and thoughts, and you want to do something healthy like that.
Okay. Yeah. Something else that just came to me with that dancing is like pent up root and sacral energy with kundalini energy. So when you dance, I know for me personally, that really helps get that energy moving up through the upper chakras. So that might be for someone out there. I don't think that's going to resonate with everyone, but I feel like someone needed to hear that.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, it definitely gets the energy flowing.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm feeling like
dancing naked, yes. I'm sorry.
Whenever I'm feeling really like kind of like that, like just too stuck in my head, I like to work out, and then after I work out, I dance and just listen to music and just get it. It's like you have to get your body flowing, or get it out somehow and rebalance those chakras. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So the next one for the feminines, I did get miracle. Miracle.
Oh my God.
We have 33 there. Okay, so there's definitely this miracle coming to the feminines. We see the masculine as in this amazing energy. And right now, I think that the feminines are just kind of working through these fears still of being in their minds, or just, being afraid that if they come back, is it going to be good? Are they going to do the same thing? I hear that a lot. I hear feminines out there asking, like, what if he comes back? Yeah, but then, it's horrible, or it's just, it's the same thing again and again. And it's like, well, no, you're doing all this work, and they've been doing all this work, so that when you do connect again, it's more positive, it flows better, and it's more, you really express that love to each other rather than that resistance, right? And I also got dynamic, which I love because we also got synergy for the masculines, right? And to me, these are very connected cards. Like, it's talking about your dynamic with your masculine or feminine. So I just feel like there's definitely going to be some kind of miracle coming up for a lot of people. It looks like it's about communication, right? And just the dynamic feels a lot more balanced to me now that the masculines have really, done all their part and they've grown.
I love that. Yeah, that's something I feel like a lot of people trip up with the 3D illusions. Mm-hmm. They feel like just because they don't see anything, that nothing's, changing or happening on the other side of the connection. And you guys have to remember, like, you are each other's mirror. So whatever happens on one end will eventually, in some way, shape, or form, same but opposite, happen on the other side.
Yeah.
All right. So we have, for the feminines, we have Yemenia with golden opportunity.
Here we go.
So yes, there is an opportunity. And I asked for those of you who still sitting there a little skeptical, like, no, it's not for me. So I asked for further clarification what this is regarding. And we got Kali with endings and beginnings.
Love it. Perfect.
So there is an old cycle closing out here, guys, for a new one to enter. I'm being drawn to that lotus flower here. Everything you've gone through is to let this lotus, that is your connection, that is you, to bloom in the most beautiful way possible, all of us. So just remember, whenever you feel like, what is this all for? Like, because I know like we can get caught up in those thoughts sometimes, that doubt and that fear. Just remind yourself that whatever you're going through is going to serve a purpose eventually. And you are going to be presented with this opportunity with your masculine. I really feel like it's coming up really soon. I agree with you with that.
Yeah, it feels so close.
Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, yeah, confirmation. Okay. I'm gonna have to go turn on the fan.
Well, if we needed any more confirmation, okay, we're getting a message for you. So there's definitely a message coming in for a lot of you. This can be like a text, a phone call, you just like, I don't know, see your masculine somewhere, feminines. But besides this being about like messages, it also just says, I'm thinking of you at this very moment. Your love fills me with light. I love you. So if any of you had any doubts that your masculine loved you, they do. We obviously see that. They think about you all the time. They actually think about you as much as you think about them. Okay, because your mirrors here.
Yes.
And this is just so positive. I feel like the feminines, a lot of them are still kind of worried, caught up in those 3D illusions like you were talking about. But it's like they're getting a lot of assurance. And I do get that the masculine is sending the feminine a lot of this great energy that they're feeling. The love, the sexual energy, just everything, the good feelings.
Yeah.
So remember that this is never at a standstill. Like I always hear people say, like, I feel like I'm stuck. I feel like it's a standstill. And it's actually not.
Yeah.
Because maybe you're not communicating, connecting physically. But despite that, all this work is still being done, beyond the physical. So it's never at a standstill. This path is always flowing. It's always moving forward. It's just, where's your perspective? Are you focused on nothing is happening in the physical, or are you like saying, okay, well, we're not connecting physically, but we're doing all this internal work, and they are, because you are. All this stuff, the fears and stuff that are coming up for you, that happens for them too.
Yeah, we are but divine mirrors for each other.
People always ask me, like, are they going through the same thing? Or, like, are they feeling the same thing? Do they really love me? Are they, they seem like they're just fine and nothing's going on with them. And it's like, no, if this is your divine partner, they're mirroring what you're going through as well.
Yeah, that's why, like I said, in any way, shape, and form, it's the same but opposite.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So remember earlier on in the reading, something came up. Well, it came up again. So first, we have for the feminines, Unfinished Symphony. So this is about picking up where things left off, something that was incomplete, going to have an opportunity for things to move forward in the physical now. But also, this is what came up earlier, and I like squealed a little bit when it came out. No place like home.
Oh my God, no place like home. Love it.
So feminines, this is coming up for you because I feel the song that's been haunting my readings every time that come through has been I'm coming home. And that's what's coming to me, is like they are coming home.
Yeah.
That's what this is saying to me.
So just that cosmic flower card, which was also about home, about returning to a place that you call home. So the mirroring here, guys.
If you needed any more confirmation in a 3D, this is it.
Oh my God.
I know what happened.
Becca's asking, Nailea, did you think what I just thought? I'm like, no, send it to me, Becca. Send me your thoughts. I get something with the home card. But okay, we'll talk later. But I forgot to mention, I also have this card that's trust.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's mirroring as well.
Yes, it is.
with the belief in
There we
self
go. Yeah.
for the masculine. Yeah.
So it feels like they're both a lot more trusting, or they're working on it. They're becoming a lot more trusting of the connection
Yeah.
and of what they feel and of the path and just of everything.
Yeah. So I have some final surrender messages here for the feminine. We have another repeating message here. We have surrender to miracles.
Ah, there we go. Miracles, miracles. Okay, there's miracles
They're
coming.
coming through, guys. They're coming through. All of these miracles are coming through. Dolphins may mean something to someone. They just told me to mention that. They're a twin flame thing, right?
Yeah.
All right. And then we also have surrender to your full power. So as that solar plexus energy that kept coming up for the masculines, feminines, this is also mirroring on your side. As you come into your full power with your solar plexus, it's mirroring with your masculine. So as you stand up for yourself, as you pursue your dreams, you know, that you may have been putting aside for quite some time, and move forward with that, the masculines are doing the same thing.
Yeah.
As I keep getting the empower word again. So as you empower yourself, the masculine's doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So keep you know, standing up for yourself.
Yeah. I hear a lot, you know, where the feminines always want the masculines to come into their power, right? They always say, I want him, you know, to be more masculine, more assertive, take action, you know, and it's like, well, if your masculine is not, you know, you notice they're not in their full power, that means that's something that they're reflecting about you as well. So that's what helps to find your power, to embody that energy so that then they mirror that to you rather than focusing so much on the other person. Like, when are they going to do this? When are they going to take action? You know, it's more like, well, no, there's something here that this is teaching you as well.
Yeah. I just sent you that telepathically, I swear.
That's what you were thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah. I could see that.
Yeah, I was basically gonna hit like you know, whatever you feel that they're lacking in or not doing is just reflecting back to you. It's mirroring back to you where you need to pay a little bit more attention to yourself. So yeah.
And I find that a lot of the time when the feminines will do that, like they'll want the masculine to take action and to be more powerful. They're also they tend to be trying to get the masculine to fill some kind of void, to fill some kind of space that the feminines need filled. And that's why it's so important to, you know, nurture yourself, care for yourself, because if you feel good just with your own love, you know, you won't be like longing for it from your masculine to like fill that for you. And that's really using your own power too, right? It's being in your own power.
Yeah. Yeah. Another thing is if you feel like your masculine is not taking action with something, where are you not taking action? Like literally when you feel like you want to say something like towards your masculine or you feel something, then I want you to like literally go to a mirror and ask yourself, okay, well, what am I doing?
Yeah, that's true. I always feel like that they're I don't know, trying to fill some kind of space as well, though, because I felt that for myself.
Yeah, definitely. That's a big one for sure.
Yeah.
I feel that very strongly.
All
right. I think so. I usually do like a pick a card style at the end if I'm called to, and I am being called to right now.
Okay.
I'm being drawn towards my Whispers of Love deck as like I think I might pull like 3 cards and like let people, you know, practice their own intuition basically. Like that's why I do it at the end. So like whatever message they need, they get. You're welcome to pull a card and make it a pile or like whatever you're called to do.
Okay.
All right, guys. So whatever message that you need for 2019, going into 2019 for your sacred union, you can ask your guides a question, whatever, you know, needs to be addressed, any guidance, whatever you'd like to ask. And then we'll do 3 cards here. So you're welcome to comment and say whatever card you pick, 1, 2, or 3. And I think, Nailea, are you pulling?
Yeah. I'm going to pull some cards as
okay.
well.
So then we'll reveal each number together whenever everyone's pretty much done picking. And for those of you who joined a little later and are afraid you missed, the beginning half of it, I will be posting it on YouTube, even if you can't get to it in the next 24 hours. So, and I will list Nailea's information as well for those of you who are on my side as well. Ooh, there go the comments like crazy.
Yeah. Everyone's saying their number.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just pulled like 1, 2, and 3 just to complement whatever you get. So an added message.
Yeah, sounds good. Okay, so this is... All right. Give it a couple more seconds here.
Toby.
All right. So if you pick card number 1, we are getting turn on your heart light.
And
it says, allow yourself in this moment to reflect on a time when you experienced love. So reminisce on, the good lighthearted times where you felt nothing but unconditional love.
I like that.
I do too.
So I actually pulled one from for the Starstream Oracle for 1 to complement that. And I got you are the Oracle. So to me, this card is always a message of, you already know. You know what this means, you know what this says, you know your message, you trust what you're getting intuitively, what your masculine or feminine is sending you. You're the Oracle here. You don't have to rely.
That with this, I'm really getting is like, just focus on the love.
Mm-hmm.
You already know about this connection. You already know about the love you share, so focus on it. You're saying something. Sorry, I completely cut
you
you
off. Okay. I forgot what I was saying.
Sorry.
Because when you channel, you just talk, and then if you don't say it, kind of flees sometimes.
Oh. Okay. For card number 2, we are getting love who you are. And I'll read the message. You are a divine and wonderful person deserving all of the wonderful things that life has to offer. I'm getting like that solar plexus stuff again, feeling worthy and deserving of this unconditional love and connection.
And that goes perfectly actually with this next one for 2. I also got remove the mask of your everyday persona. So I think those go beautifully together because it's saying love who you are and basically be yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And remember, if you feel like your masculine or feminine is not being themselves in some kind of way, you also on some level are not. So it's like you're being guided to be more vulnerable and open by being yourself.
Yep. Once again, I was thinking it and it was coming to me, and then you said it. I love that. All right, and then the last message for number 3, we are getting I love you.
Oh, I knew that card was gonna come up.
Very sweet.
I saw it. Yeah, right before you pulled the first one, I saw that card in my third eye. I was like, she's gonna get that one.
Yeah.
The more messages of love.
So what it says at the bottom. Oh, what?
I was just like, I
What
was
did
just
you
saying
say?
more messages of love. We already had that message earlier too. I love
Yeah.
you.
With the message for
Yeah,
you with
the
I love you.
message.
Yeah. Yeah. Very sweet.
Okay, and
What was the message to
for
go
the
with it?
last one, you're all gonna love this. We got your goal is within reach.
Oh.
So they love you, and it looks like your goal here that you want is really close. That's
Yeah.
perfect.
That does fit perfect. I love
And I'm
that.
getting someone needs to know that yes, you could have picked all three. Okay.
Yeah.
Someone needed to know that.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people trip up on like, oh, I didn't pick three, so it's not
Yeah.
meant for me. Or I didn't pick this number, so it's not meant for me. If you hear a message and it resonates with you, if like it stirs a
Mhm.
good feeling within you, it's for you. So don't doubt
Yeah.
that.
So maybe not get so caught up on like I picked one, I picked two or three, just listen to the messages maybe and then say, oh, I picked two maybe, but these resonate. They lit something up within you that it felt right for you. So if it feels like it's for you and it
Yeah.
feels positive, it just resonates, then it is. Trust it.
Yeah. Very simple. I feel like our mind, like our ego mind, likes to
Oh
complicate everything, and we just really need to just drop back into nothing but love.
I always, whenever I do those kind of pick a card messages, I always get people that say, "Oh my gosh, I wanted to pick one, but at the last minute I picked two, but then one resonated, but then I don't think it's for me now." And it's like, no, go with what felt right to you. And it looks like you were second guessing your number anyway. So trying to get so caught up in
Yeah.
that and just go with what feels right. That's why I say pick
Yeah.
one, two, all of them, none of them if none of them resonate. What feels right. None
None
of
of them.
them. No one ever picks that.
All right. Well, okay, well, they want me to address one more thing before we sign off. For those of you who are still freaking out that they didn't pick three, that was a repeated message anyways. With the whole reading, that something is
Yeah.
coming. So if you felt like that's not for you, it is. You wouldn't be drawn to this live or this reading to begin with if it weren't. I'm getting heat confirmation again.
Yeah. I mean, even before we pulled these cards, it's like the whole reading was something so close. The masculines are feeling the love and the
Yeah.
romance. The feminines are just trusting that this miracle is coming. So yeah, that was an overall message that this is within reach. And I feel like this card just kind of tied
Yeah.
everything together here.
Yeah, it was beautiful as the last one. I love that.
Yeah, I love that too.
All right, guys. So I think we are pretty good here. That was really strong and powerful. I like
Yeah,
that.
that was really good.
And that's on time too, because I have like a minute left now. All right, guys. So thank you so much, Nailea, for joining on board. I'm so honored to have you on here. I'd love to do this again if you're
Yeah, you're
drawn
welcome.
to.
Thank you for having me. I would love to do it again. So anytime.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I would love it. All right, guys, thank you to everyone that joined. For those of you, once again, who couldn't catch everything, the replay will be on my YouTube. I will make a post and tag Nailea as well whenever I do make the post and make it live, like on my channel. So you guys will be notified.
Yay, awesome.
All right, guys, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Sunday or Monday, wherever you are.
All right, bye everyone.
All right, bye.